Hello and welcome to Vintage Kenya Talk Show. This is your Big V, and if this is your first time to watch my YouTube channel, please don't forget to subscribe to Vintage Kenya 8690. Today, I have a very contentious subject that some viewers may find disturbing, or it may not be suitable for all our viewers. I've chosen one subject that I would like to share with underdeveloped countries, but particularly Kenya. And this message goes direct to the Minister for Internal and Foreign Affairs regarding the recruitment agencies who are trafficking our people abroad in Arab nations. There's one country that has surfaced with so many cases. That's Saudi Arabia. In the 21st century, we don't want to hear about slavery, my people. We don't want to hear that someone has been held without his consent or her consent. They have been held incommunicado as slaves. And these agencies are openly operating in Kenya, influencing locals there with lucrative jobs abroad, while they know that they're sending them to their deathbeds. Most haven't done a proper research to give accurate data, but the majority, I don't want to give the figures, the majority of Kenyans who are going to work in Saudi are coming back home in boxes. Mysterious cases is clouding their losses. There's mysterious cases, mysterious clouds surrounding their deaths. So why have I chosen today to raise these concerns with Kenyans? I just want to give a shout to all Kenyans who are seeking to get opportunity abroad, particularly this country, Saudi. You have to do your proper research, and you have to reach friends and families who are living abroad like us. Or if by any chance you come across this, do your own research, go online and check what's happening to Kenyans who are going to Saudi Arabia. So many families have been hurt back at home. And the loss of a family member, if death hasn't knocked your door, then you'd think is a laughing matter. It's detrimental. It breaks people down. And for the Minister for Internal and Foreign Affairs, you need to investigate these job recruitment agencies who are operating in Kenya. To me, this is my personal opinion, and it won't influence anything that is going on there. To me, I would shut these agencies for a month to do proper investigation, because we have lost so many people in Saudi. And as I said previously, Google it, go on YouTube, you will watch horrible, disturbing images of Kenyans suffering abroad. Some of them have lost their mental capacity, and they have been held incommunicado. They arrive in Saudi Arabia, their passports and their phones are taken away from them. It's withdrawn by, you call them bosses, they call themselves masters. Because what I hear, I've got a very reliable source of information, but Kenyans need to investigate this on their own, the people who are responsible, these institutions, that these masters, I call them, their names, they're not even bosses, they're not even employers. They parade as masters. They pay these agencies a lot of money, which they don't disclose to people who are seeking for this employment abroad. While on the other side, these agencies, I call them human traffickers. They're not even recruitment agencies. These human traffickers, they parade as recruitment agencies. They advertise jobs abroad. They convince Kenyans with lucrative language to entice them into this trap. Then on the other side, the families that are interested into these jobs, they don't have money to pay to secure these jobs. So what they do fundraising. In Kenya, we call it harambe, fundraising. That's a Swahili word for fundraising. But some families, because harambe is just not enough, fundraising is just not enough. You won't raise the money that these guys want unless you are lucky. They go to an extent of selling their land, their properties, their houses to pay for this phase to the agencies. These guys are promising them that they'll be given passport, their papers will be processed, their tickets will be paid, and on arrival, they'll start working, and their salaries are high, which is a lie. What's happening there, if you're listening to me? These agencies, the reason why I'm saying they should be investigated, because they act as human traffickers who are influencing the locals in Kenya to send them to their deathbeds in Saudi Arabia. Anyone who is watching this, please take your time to Google it on YouTube. You will watch disturbing images that I've not even said much about. So once these people arrive to their destinations, the first thing these employers does, yeah, that's the vocabulary that I would use to describe them. But on the other side, they are not employers. They are slave masters that abuse Kenyans who are innocent, who are vulnerable, who even doesn't know that this was what was waiting for them on the other side. So once they arrive, they're being told, we've paid to buy you. This is shocking. Even someone tells you on arrival for your induction that we've bought you for this much. We need your passport, we need your phone, we need your papers. Until this is done, then we'll give you your money. Some of them are being raped. Are being abused. That's a big language that I didn't want to use. It just came out. These women are being abused by these masters. I call them masters in the 21st century, honestly. Even if you're watching this from Saudi Arabia, you guys need to change. It's not all the Saudis, but those who are involved in this kind of abuse. Everyone is equal in the eyes, if there's God, in the eyes of God, we are all equal, despite how you look or your religion or your whatever. People shouldn't be treated the way you are treating foreigners in your country. And for Kenyans who are watching this, if you're planning to travel abroad, particularly in these Arab countries, you need to consult. Don't just go in the local newspaper. There's jobs going in Saudi Arabia. I need to apply. I need to do this. Consult with people. Ask the locals there. Call even the media. How do you call it? The media offices there. They will help. Or even go to the police station. Share your information with them. They'll tell you exactly what's transpiring in Saudi Arabia, in those Arab countries, so that you don't waste your resources to sell your land, go back there just to be trapped on your deathbed and send back home in boxes. Most of the Kenyans that we've lost abroad, there's a lot of mysterious cases surrounding their death, and it's never been answered. And families are hurting. And it's sad to see this thing happening and just being quiet that, no, I'm not going to do YouTube to highlight these ones. This is what leaders do. This is how I've chosen to reach people back in Kenya so that we can help them. They can listen to their brothers and sisters who are living abroad so that they can open eyes. Do your research before you travel abroad. The grass is not greener on the other side, as you may think. And there's a lot of things that the media doesn't show you on telly about the other side of the world. But for us who are living here, we've seen a lot. And also we've read a lot online. So we're in a better position to share this information with families back at home. So you don't send your daughter who has just finished high school, a 19-year-old girl, to Saudi Arabia, or a 22-year-old girl to Saudi Arabia, to an extent of you selling your property, and then your child is coming back in a box. It's horrendous. It's terrible. I think I'll stop it from there. But please, for the Kenyan minister for the Minister for Internal and Foreign Affairs, you need to do your job. And what's the work of the ambassadors in foreign countries? We have ambassadorial position in Saudi Arabia, and Kenyans are suffering there. There's only one guy, I can't remember his name, but he does a lot of fundraising in the US. He's based in the US to rescue Kenyans who are trapped into these terrible conditions. While we have ambassador in Saudi. What's your job? For instance, I'll just give you a very quick example. In England, I think they do a lot of paperwork to know whereabouts of their citizens. For instance, if one British travels to this is real. I've read it. If one British travel to Kenya now or Tanzania, and anything happens, the British embassy in Kenya is very busy and concerned with their citizens. The number one priority that they are giving is to warn their citizens that don't travel on this area, be careful. But if anything happens, they'll be the first people to be rescued. What's the job of these ambassadors who are earning billions living abroad while they can't even take care of their own citizens? And you are there as an ambassador. I think Mr. President needs to recall them back home, Mr. Ruto. The ambassador who is based in Saudi Arabia, and these things are happening on his presence, and is not doing anything. I think it shows a lot of incompetency that he needs to be recalled back home so someone else can do that job. Because we can't say, don't travel, don't travel, don't travel. But if these things are happening there and you are there, you need to alert your citizens and take a robust way on how you can help them. But again, we don't want to put more blames on the ambassadors who are living abroad. This information should also reach Kenyans who are seeking jobs into these countries that are now transforming 21st century into, I don't know, I can't even pronounce the word I'm looking for. Otherwise, I don't want to say much because I'll be going out of my area. Please, if this is your first time to watch my YouTube channel, this is your big V, please subscribe to my YouTube at Vintage Kenya 8690. Bye.